Let's get it.
Praise the Most High, family. It is another absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas. Quite wonderful to see. Quite wonderful to see. To be in the land of the living. Praising our Most High for another great day that He has made in order for us to be glad in and to rejoice. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I do hope everyone is well and that you're able to get out and enjoy this day just as I am. And that you're able to get out and get some exercise in. Or just even enjoying this fresh air, some sunshine. And maybe just a sun bath. Oh boy, that's what one young lady told me. One time I was riding my bike at the park. I mean, it was a scorcher. And every time I came by, she was sitting in the same position. She just had this glaze across her forehead. I said, "Ma'am, aren't you hot?" I believe I said, "Ma'am, ain't you hot?" She said, "No, I enjoy this. I'm sunbathing." I said, "Okay. Praise the Most High. I'm gonna leave you to your sunbathing." Because I told her, I know I'm hot on this bike and I'm getting a little wind from my ride. But you're sitting in the sun in one spot and I can see the sun reflection off your forehead. In my own words, I ain't tell her all that, but in my mind, in my heart, that's what I was saying. But praise the Most High. We're going to stick to our topic today, and we did have a great idea to share today. And it is the source of most of our problems. Oh boy. The source of most of our problems is, pardon me, blah, 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 blah. The source of most of our problems is. And we're going to look at the scripts, James 1:19 and Proverbs 18:21. And first we'll look at Proverbs 18:21. It says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." And James 1:19 says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." Oh boy. And I'm going to read over my notes real quick. Some of us are very fast or a quick draw with our tongue, just like a gunfighter. We shoot first, then ask questions. This is the exact opposite or contrary to the Most High's text. James said that we should be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Oh boy, that joker just driving all down the wrong way. Pop better wake up. Now you might be asking, why, Robert? Why should I think before I speak? Or better yet, why should I be quick to listen as the text says? Simply because if you start practicing listening before you speak, you just might start hearing the Most High's voice leading you into all truth. Also, you may hear what the other person is really saying to you when you listen to hear and not to listen to only respond. And as we read over Proverbs, it says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." And this simply means you can kill a person just by running that chopper. You can kill a person just by running that chopper. And in the streets, when we was out in the streets, they call a automatic pump a chopper, or AK-47 a chopper. Either one is a gun that fires off real quick and does the most damage. That's why we say chopper as far as that mouth. Because the text says death and life are in the power of the tongue. Or, on the other side of that coin, you can bring a person back from the dead with the same mouth. But as one text says, can, in my own words, life and death be in the same tongue, in the same mouth? Can you speak life to an individual, at the same time curse them to death? And this is in my own words, and that's what the Ruach just shared with me. So we'll look up that script and put it in the text, Most High willing. But let's get it. Hallelujah. And we want to make sure we are found on the right side of the coin with this idea today. Bringing life to our brothers and sisters and not cursing them to death. Even our enemies, or who we supposedly think are our enemies, the text says we're to pray for them. And what that is doing, in fact, is bringing them life. Because it's impossible to curse someone while you're loving them. It's impossible. It's impossible. Okay, that's a church. I was wondering why them folks was there dressed all up. I ain't seen no building at first. But praise the Most High. And as our title is, this is the source of most of our problems. That tongue, that mouth. And most of us, we like to talk before we think. We put out before we think about what we're putting out. You see, this is a major problem.
Keep left at the fork.
See, we don't want to be caught killing our brothers and sisters when the Most High has a word of life for us to deliver to them. And see, something I've learned, that's why I said, praise the Most High, that's why we said our supposed enemies. Because 9 times out of 10, the person that gives you the most heartache and the most trouble are the ones the Most High wants you to speak life to. But we're getting caught up in our emotions like they are. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're in their emotions. That's why they're striking out at you. But if we stay in our shalom and not give our shalom away, and we do that by listening to the Ruach HaKodesh, who's leading us into that all truth consistently, if we will find ourselves in Him and only listen to Him, only listen to His voice, then we will be more useful to His kingdom and not damaging the kingdom and His people. Because we really want to build people up. We really want to help our brothers and sisters. If we're really part of the kingdom, like that text we read over last week. If you really have tasted and seen that the Most High is good for yourself, you would want people to learn from your mistakes and people to get over the hump by watching you get over the hump consistently. Because as I learned, a lot of times you don't have to say a single word like the old Levert song said. Just written all over your face. You don't have to say a word, no. Just smile, just smile, just smile, just smile for me. It's better than any word I've ever heard. Yes, indeed. See, a lot of times we don't even have to say a word. We just smile and keep it moving. Because really our actions speak louder than our words anyway. But a lot of times we're opening that chopper, adding to, and tearing down. Oh boy. We don't want to do that. Like the text says, it's better off you tie a millstone around your neck and jump in the deepest ocean. Drown yourself. Take your own life. No, sir, I don't want to be caught on the wrong side of that coin. No, I always want to have some life-giving words for people nowadays. And see, I've never been the type to really spill off with a bunch of talk. Nope, I never have. I've always been a quiet fella, and I would listen more than I would speak on the most part. And that's not saying I didn't say stupid stuff at times, which we all do, but we must do better at this idea for today. As I've heard a million times, when you know better, you do better. And 9 times out of 10, I was on the receiving end of a switch, which that idea had been drilled into my psyche. And I'm so glad it has, because I hear that voice and I hear that idea consistently when it comes time for me to do better. We're gonna let that be our time for today, but I just wanted to share that idea. As I said, the Most High inspires me with these ideas, so I'm quick to share them. And this may be able to help somebody not to make this same mistake, with this being the source of most of our problems. Okay, stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom.